I'm really very pleased to announce Professor Suehiro from Japan, and he will now speak about reuse of industrial heritage, and I will let him speak about his tonight's topic. So, welcome. No, you have your...
Yeah, I have it. Dobro dan. Yeah, thank you for introduction. I'm Kaoru Suehiro. I'm teaching in Kyushu University in Japan, and also I'm having one small office, architect office. And actually, today's lecture is supposed to talk about reuse of industrial heritage, but yeah, I was thinking about the topics, but I thought maybe it's better to generalize the topics a bit more, and so I decided to change. I'm sorry to change the topics, but the title is now Emerging Trend of Green Architecture Design in Kyushu, Japan. I mean, I can talk about the Japanese architectural situation in general, but since I'm in Kyushu, I mean, this Kyushu is west-south part of Japan, and then it is maybe more precisely explained, so I decided to do this topic. And maybe you don't know so much about Japanese situation, so I just start to explain very, very basic things. Now I put two maps together, and one is Japan, and the other is somewhere here around, Europe. And I put this map in the same scale and in the same latitude. So if you see, this is the Fukuoka city where I'm living in, and some students, I mean, Japanese students are now living in here. So this is 56,000 square kilometers, but I don't know how much is it. But if you see the size, then the island itself is a little bit smaller than Bosnia-Herzegovina, but the population is much more. And in Japan, we have 127 million population in total. Japan has been quite undeveloped country when Japan started to develop our country after the World War II. We started from very agricultural country, and then we established the industrial country, and then after that economical growth gradually decreasing. So in 1960s and 1970s, the average of economical growth was something like 10%. It's like China now, but it went down rapidly, and in 1970s and 1980s, the economical growth was something like 4%, and then now it's more or less 0%. We are not developing anymore, so everything is somehow stable condition now. And in the 1960s, I think coal mine and iron factory, iron industry was very strong. And in that period, Kitakyushu city, which was the biggest city in Kyushu Island, and then after that, industry industry changed to car industry and the electric industry. Of course, Toyota and Sony and this kind of companies, and they were very, very strong until 1990s. But after that, these Japanese companies lose the power, so situation is changing. And after 1980s, service industry became very important, and Fukuoka city, our city, became very important city in the Kyushu area, and Tokyo became very, very strong because of the service industry. And then now the centralization of Tokyo is very, very strong in Japan. But anyway, so because of this change, industrial heritage, I mean, we have now quite a lot of industrial heritages, I think. But these buildings, these ruined, I mean, some parts are ruined and some parts are not. But these industrial facilities has been neglected for a very, very long time. Because until quite recently, economical growth and economical issues were the most important thing. I mean, it still may be very important, but they neglected cultural cultural issues. So that was quite sad, but it is a reality. And if I talk about the old buildings, I'm showing some kind of old style, classical European style architecture, which was built in maybe around 1910. And then the right side one is modern style building, which was also built in 1930s. But people like to keep these, let's say, fancy, a little bit fancy image they like, and then they don't like this kind of modern style, functional style. So that if we talk about the contemporary situation, this picture is showing the most common Japanese housing area. We have a lot of detached houses, very small detached houses, which has a bit fancy facade. But in reality, this right side is how to make this kind of houses. Today I was talking with Elma, and Elma is quite specialist about this kind of prefabricated houses. But if you see this picture, they make the prefabricated units in a factory, and they bring it to the site, and they make this kind of fancy houses. This is the reality. Then I want to show some examples of industrial heritages in Kyushu Island. There are many of them. One quite typical case is a coal mine facility. This picture is showing the island. It is an island, so-called Gunkanjima. Gunkanjima, it means a warship island. It really looks like a warship. But this island is, of course, isolated in the seawater. But because of a coal mine, they built the housing and coal mine facility on this island. So whole island became a kind of the huge living, living space and working space. But now they stopped to dig out the coal mine, and then this place is completely now ruined. But people who lived here and the people who liked this kind of facility now are trying to make this facility as a heritage, world heritage even. They are trying to do that.